Henry VIII, a name synonymous with power and transformation, was born into the Tudor dynasty that had just brought an end to decades of civil strife known as the Wars of the Roses, lasting from 1455 to 1487. His birth on June 28, 1491, at the Palace of Placentia in Greenwich, Kent, now part of London, marked a pivotal moment for the fledgling Tudor monarchy. He was the third child and second surviving son of King Henry VII and Elizabeth of York, whose 1486 marriage solidified peace after the Wars of the Roses by uniting Lancaster and York claims. The Tudor dynasty itself was founded by Henry VII after his decisive victory at the Battle of Bosworth Field on August 22, 1485, defeating Richard III. This victory effectively ended the 32-year civil war between the rival houses of Lancaster, symbolized by the red rose, and York, symbolized by the white rose. Initially, Henry was not destined for the throne. His elder brother, Arthur, born on March 19, 1486, was the intended heir to the crown. Arthur's marriage to Catherine of Aragon, first by proxy on May 19, 1501, and in person on November 14, 1501, at St. Paul's Cathedral, was a crucial alliance securing ties with Spain. Henry, meanwhile, enjoyed a privileged upbringing in royal palaces like Eltham Palace and Richmond Palace, where he was initially preparing for a life in the church. Henry received an elite Renaissance humanist education, guided by top scholars of his time in the flourishing intellectual environment of early Tudor England. Tutors such as the poet John Skelton, appointed in 1498, grammarian John Holt, and theologian William Hone, all shaped his sharp intellect and broad knowledge. He became fluent in Latin, even conversing with renowned scholars like Erasmus of Rotterdam, who visited England between 1505 and 1506 during his influential tours. Beyond Latin, Henry also mastered French and Spanish, demonstrating a remarkable aptitude for languages that aided his diplomatic understanding. His studies extended to classical authors like Virgil and Cicero, theology, astronomy with astrolabes, and geometry, reflecting a comprehensive Renaissance curriculum. Henry was also a gifted musician, composing songs and motets during his youth, which reflected the vibrant artistic spirit of the Renaissance era. Standing at an impressive 6 feet 2 inches, or 188 centimeters tall, he excelled in athletic pursuits, embodying the ideal Renaissance prince of physical prowess. Jousting in tournaments, hunting with hounds, archery, wrestling, real tennis, and graceful dancing were among his many talents that showcased his vitality. The course of Henry's life dramatically shifted with the sudden death of his brother Arthur on April 2, 1502, at the young age of 15. Arthur, aged 15, likely succumbed to the deadly, sweating sickness epidemic sweeping England, leaving the Tudor succession suddenly uncertain. With Arthur's passing, Henry was officially proclaimed heir to the throne on February 18, 1504, altering his destiny entirely. To maintain the crucial alliance with Spain, Henry VII arranged for Henry's betrothal to the widowed Catherine of Aragon, Arthur's former wife. A papal dispensation was granted by Pope Julius II on December 26, 1503, to overcome religious objections from Leviticus regarding marriage to a brother's widow. Despite delays due to prolonged dowry disputes between England and Spain, the path was set for Henry to marry his brother's widow. Upon his father Henry VII's death on April 21, 1509, at Richmond Palace aged 52, Henry VIII swiftly ascended to the throne at just 17. He married Catherine of Aragon on June 11, 1509, at the Palace of Placentia in Greenwich, just weeks after his father's passing. Proclaimed king on April 22, 1509, he was crowned alongside Catherine in a lavish ceremony on June 24, 1509, at Westminster Abbey. His early reign was marked by a dazzling court, a vibrant hub of splendor, artistic patronage, and Renaissance humanism. With over 1,000 liveried servants attending, extravagant masques, and thrilling justs like the Westminster Tournament of 1510, the court reflected Henry's youthful exuberance. He promoted humanism by supporting scholars and overseeing the completion of King's College Chapel in Cambridge with its stunning Gothic architecture. Thomas Wolsey, appointed almoner in 1509, rapidly rose through the ranks, becoming cardinal in 1515 and Lord Chancellor later that year. Henry's foreign policy included a key alliance with Ferdinand II of Aragon through marriage ties and a bold invasion of France in 1512 to 1513. This period also saw the significant English victory at the Battle of Flodden against Scotland on September 9, 1513, where King James IV was killed. By 1515, the foundations were firmly laid for a reign that would become one of the most transformative in English history, marked by absolutism and reform.
Henry VIII's later reign was dominated by the Great Matter, his desperate quest for a male heir to secure the Tudor dynasty. His marriage to Catherine of Aragon, though long-standing, had produced only a daughter, Mary, by the late 1520s, leading Henry to believe it was cursed. Henry sought an annulment, arguing the marriage was invalid under biblical law, but Pope Clement VII, under pressure from Catherine's nephew, Emperor Charles V, refused. This refusal set in motion a series of parliamentary acts designed to curtail papal authority in England. The 1532 submission of the clergy significantly limited the power of the English Church, paving the way for royal supremacy. In 1533, the Act in Restraint of Appeals prevented English subjects from appealing to Rome, effectively severing judicial ties with the papacy. Henry secretly married Anne Boleyn in January 1533, and Archbishop Thomas Cranmer soon declared his marriage to Catherine void, and was crowned queen in June 1533 and gave birth to Princess Elizabeth in September of the same year. The pivotal 1534 Act of Supremacy declared Henry the supreme head of the Church of England, formally breaking with Rome. Over 72,000 individuals, including nobles and clergy, were required to swear the oath of supremacy. Those who refused, such as Sir Thomas More, faced execution, highlighting the gravity of the religious and political shift. The English Reformation blended Catholic doctrine with royal control, establishing a unique religious landscape. Thomas Cromwell orchestrated the dissolution of the monasteries between 1536 and 1541. The Valor Ecclesiasticus of 1535 valued over 800 religious houses at an annual income of £200,000. By the 1539 Act of Dissolution, all monasteries were seized, transferring immense wealth, approximately £1.4 million, to the Crown. This wealth, equivalent to £500 million today, funded wars and expanded the English Navy from 5 to 58 warships. Monks, numbering over 9,000, received pensions, while lead, gold, and jewels were looted from the dissolved institutions. Following Catherine of Aragon, Henry's second wife, Anne Boleyn, was executed on May 19, 1536, for alleged adultery. His third wife, Jane Seymour, married on May 30, 1536, gave birth to the longed-for male heir, Edward VI, in October 1537. Tragically, Jane Seymour died just 12 days later from puerperal fever, leaving Henry with his only legitimate son. His fourth marriage, to Anne of Cleves on January 6, 1540, was quickly annulled in July due to non-consummation. Catherine Howard, his fifth wife, married on July 28, 1540, was executed on February 13, 1542, for adultery. His sixth and final wife, Catherine Parr, married on July 12, 1543, nursed him in his declining health and survived him. Henry's health declined significantly after a jousting injury in 1540, leading to obesity and chronic leg ulcers. He weighed over 400 pounds, and his leg ulcers required constant bandaging, severely impacting his mobility. Despite his ailments, Henry continued to engage in costly wars, including the 1544 invasion of Boulogne, which cost £2 million. He died on January 28, 1547, at the age of 55, at Westminster, succeeded by his 9-year-old son, Edward VI. Henry VIII's most profound legacy was the founding of the Church of England, permanently altering England's religious and political landscape. His actions established royal supremacy over religious matters and transferred vast monastic wealth to the crown, stabilizing finances and boosting the gentry class. He also laid the foundations for the powerful Elizabethan navy, expanding the fleet and ensuring Tudor continuity through his 3 children.